So, Spurs get their campaign underway on Sunday against none other than Manchester City. Yep, just saying that is rather depressing. And why is it depressing? Because Spurs have not impressed me during the pre-season. Now, I don't really take that much notice of pre-season games, but there is one thing I have noticed during this pre-season, and that is our record signing. Where is he? I've seen pictures of him, I've seen video of him training away, this, that and the other. Why has he not appeared in any matches? Like, just someone answer me with a straight answer. He's not competitively ready. What is that? Is he fit or not? Is he refusing to play? Is he, up for transfer? For crying out loud, just be straightforward for once. So, we got a big question mark over Ndombele. Half our team that needs to be sold hasn't been sold yet. If this is our big rebuild, it's not big enough. Like, getting 3 players in and getting out Toby and Lamela is not enough. I mean, Toby and Lamela would have been the last 2 that I would have got rid of. So, it's all very confusing. We're linked to every single player under the sun. It's madness, and it's all just rubbish. So, okay, I'll straight in with the negatives there. Let's go for some positives. Romero, we've got it done. It's a really weird tax evading deal by the looks of it. A loan first for a few months and then the money. I don't care. He's in a Spurs shirt. He's in a Spurs shirt. He's a quality defender. That will not help us. Okay, I love the fact we got him. We do. But where's the rest of them? Okay, we need a right back. Is Rodon going to play next to him? Like, that's the next thing. Because if we pair him with Dyer or we pair him with Sanchez, we're going to have the same problems because we've got Doherty and Aurier down the right as well. We're going to have all the same problems. It doesn't matter who you put there. We need the other players there, and the game kicks off on Sunday. Why do we take so long to do things? It just drives me mad. So, I'm hoping we get some sales. Does anyone want to buy them? Or we bring players in. Something has to change because the defending is our problem, and it's just not going to be fixed by having this really good defender come in. It just isn't. So it's a positive he's in, it's a negative we haven't done anything else. Going for the midfield. Okay, I've liked what I've seen from Skip. I think he's going to be a really good player. Still got a bit, to learn. He's a bit raw. But he's going to be really good. I like that he's involved with our first team and with the squad. I still think Hjulberg will be the guy that will be pulling the strings in the middle there defensively. I think Gio will play alongside him. And Gio, he's only had maybe 45 minutes of pre-season actual game time, and he looked good. He just looks good. He looks class. If he can stay fit and be controlling midfield playmaker, I think he will have a good season. Our front lineup: Son as a centre forward is just killing Son's good performances. He is brilliant down the left, okay, and he works fantastically with Harry Kane, who we'll get to in a minute. I just think as a centre forward with his back to goal, it's just no good. And it doesn't help that we don't have that player with their back to goal, because quite often Son will turn, he'll make a run, and then the passer doesn't find him. And then the passer has nowhere to go, right? It happens so often, and then we just go back into the defenders, and we end up eventually just kicking it long out of play or whatever. And it's a real pain, because Son makes such good runs. And when he does it from the left, quite often it's a lot easier for him to get found by a midfield player or a defender, and it's a lot harder for the defender to know what the hell's going on. The centre-backs and the goalkeeper can all see him when he's in the middle. When he's out wide, they don't, and this is why he gets so much success doing that. And I think him playing down the middle like this is just over the course of the season, it's just going to, dent how good Son is. So I don't like that. I still think if Harry Kane stays, and he has to be 100% in on the project, that will be fine. Then Son will move out to the left, Harry Kane will play down the middle, and all will be well in the world. But if Harry Kane isn't staying and he isn't 100% behind the project, then I don't know. We still need to bring in a striker. I don't think we've got the money to bring in a striker. We will do if Harry Kane goes, but how much time is there going to be left to actually get someone in? We leave it so late all the bloody time. By the time we get round to it, there'll be no one left. It's absolute shambles as usual. Down the right, I rate Lucas. I think he's a fantastic player. He makes things happen. He needs to work on his end product, just like Bergwijn needs to work on his end product. If they get that sorted, then those two they're fantastic players. They've got the tricks, they've got the dribbling, they've got the speed. They just need that final little bit. If they get it, we're golden. I don't know if they will or not, but I like both of them. Bergwijn more down the left. Lucas, I actually prefer Lucas behind the striker, like in the middle. I think he does better work there when he can get the ball, turn and run at defenders. He's an absolute pain in the arse. Down the right, I think he can kind of go missing during games. He certainly doesn't want to go back and do the defending. He does do it, but he doesn't want to, and it kind of impacts his game a bit. He always likes to come inside. So, there are little tweaks there. As for this new Spanish lad, I don't know. He's been given the number 11 shirt, so we obviously think very highly of him. Very left-footed and seems to play on the left. So, yeah, I mean, everyone looks good on YouTube, so I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him to really make a comment on that. He could be good, he could be shit. We don't know. And for the main man, Harry Kane. There isn't a player like Harry Kane. He can score, he can assist, he can hold the ball, he can head, he can do everything. He's such a good player. But if his head is not on the ball, if he's not 110% Spurs, then, sell him. There's only one team that's going to put up the money to buy him. I would take that centre-back at Man City, Laporte, definitely. And their striker, Jesus, plus cash. I think that is, a win for Spurs. Okay, they get Harry Kane, they win the league. We're not looking to win the league anyway. But we have a centre-back pairing then, which... Could it be the best in the league? It could be in a couple of years' time. I mean, that would be a fantastic pairing, centre-back. And Jesus isn't bad. He's no Harry Kane, but he isn't bad. So, that would be what I'd go for. And use the cash maybe to bring in a right-back. And maybe another midfielder, maybe a backup striker. Because we haven't got one of them again this season. So, yeah, that's fun. Always trying to find a backup striker. So, yeah, I think this season... Oh, I forgot to mention. You see, this is how much of a pre-season I've thought of Dele Alli. Playing in this random 4-3-3 role. I don't like him being in a deep role. I just don't. He takes too long on the ball. He's much better when he has no time to think whatsoever and he can flick around the corner or, nutmeg someone or sneak into the box and score a header or something like that. that is what he's good at. When he's on the ball and he has to think and he has to dictate where the ball's going, it's just, that isn't him. It just doesn't look right. I hope he proves me wrong and he becomes the player he was a few years back when he was absolutely fantastic. But those hamstring injuries have hurt him, and he just has not come out and performed in the last couple of seasons. I mean, he looks like he's trying, at least. His fitness looks off the chart. And I think missing out on the England squad to go to the Euros might have just lit that fire under him. I really hope it has, and he becomes that just awesome playmaker. We all know he's got it. Can he produce it? I haven't seen it in the pre-season. I didn't expect to see it in the pre-season. Let's hope, come Sunday, I think he'll start. He goes and scores a hat-trick or something stupid against Man City. I think that it's not going to happen. But you see my point. Let's hope he really puts on a performance, show that, he's actually worth 100 million and not Jack Grealish. Now that would be good. Not going to happen, but it would be good. So, as for this season, last season was utterly depressing. The season before it was just as, awful. The whole European Super League thing, I couldn't believe it when our name appeared in that as one of these clubs. What planet is Levy on? I mean, it's all money, all greed. We are nowhere near the level of those clubs, and quite frankly, half of those clubs are it's just utterly rubbish, is what it was. Right now, I think the best we can hope for is maybe 6th, 7th at a push. And it all revolves around the Harry Kane situation. This should have been solved already. I mean, clubs that go through this, their best player, by a mile, big team coming in, refuse to sell, player wants to leave, papers this, Sky reporting this, blah, 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 blah. It always results in the same thing. It always results in the same thing, and that is the team struggling. Bit like my light situation right now. It always results in the same thing, and that is the team struggling. And I just don't understand what we're trying to do. If he wants to leave, if there's a gentleman's agreement, why the bloody hell hasn't it been done yet? Is it because Man City have just not put up the money? Is it Levy trying to prove a point? Is Harry being badly advised? I mean, we don't know. We can only speculate. So we come up with all this nonsense. It all hurts the team. If the team aren't 100% on board, it's going to be a shambles at the start of the season. It may improve later on, but, we're against Man City. They're the champions. If we're not 110% at it on Sunday, it could be embarrassing. And then we've got to go through that for the rest of the season. So I'm thinking 6 is the best we can achieve. 7th. Maybe I just think there are other teams who are in a better place right now than Spurs. Now, this could all change by the end of August. If our new director of football is given licence to actually do his job, we could get a new right back in. We could even get another centre back in. I kind of think that's doubtful now. We could get a new striker in, a backup, or if we get rid of Harry Kane with some time left and have a lot of money for that, we could get a replacement, maybe 2, maybe a playmaker. There's a lot of things that can happen now, but it should have happened already. So, hope for the best, probably get the worst, and we shall see. And on that depressing note, come on you Spurs.